Hey, what's going on, everybody? Nigeria Chambers here from Big O Bell Media at WonderCon 2024. I'm with the very talented, and man, I can't wait to talk about your projects here. But Marshall, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Marshall Krasser. I currently live in British Columbia, Canada, originally from the Ozarks of Missouri. So I moved from there to San Francisco and then all over the globe. But I do visual effects supervision for FuseFx.
Let's talk about Fuse right there in case anybody's never heard of them. But man, they seem to work. It's without a doubt you've seen the work. But we'll talk about Fuse.
Yeah, Fuse, it does a lot of work in the TV realm. So a lot of Netflix and Apple TV and Amazon. So a lot of the series stuff that you've probably seen and don't really realize of it. You know, I know 911 is some of the stuff that we've done with.
One of my favorite shows.
Your favorite shows.
Yeah.
You know, for what I'm here basically at WonderCon is for, worked on Follow the House of Usher, which is Netflix.
Before we get there, because I definitely want to talk about that.
Right.
There's some things aesthetically I really want to touch upon. Monarch.
Mm-hmm.
I said, and I got to be a part of their press junket runs. I got to talk to some of the folks, and that was like right in the midst of the strike. So really getting to talk to the folks behind the scenes with it, which I truly appreciate that. I said the first thing I said was like, well, I'll be damned. Y'all did a big screen production on our television screen. It looks phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I know there's a lot of praise, and rightfully so, for -1. But I always ask me, I say, have you seen Monarch? Because, you know, you and rightfully so, no disrespect to -1 and what they've done and what they have accomplished and been rewarded. But I was like, have y'all seen Monarch? I want to give it to you for a second. First of all, Godzilla at full scale is an impressive thing to already work with. But then still bringing it to our television screen, which to me, I want to say that Monarch feels like... and while the story isn't in this order, but while Monarch was definitely like the first step in terms of saying like, when we're going to do this monster universe, we're really about to take this serious. We're all about to do this right. And I felt like that was the first drop, -1, and then obviously Godzilla Kong, which is in theaters right now. But yeah, just talk about bringing that to screens.
Yeah, I mean, you know, unfortunately, I did not work on the big Godzilla shots. I mean, more of what we worked were some of the behind the smaller scene stuff. You know, the plane crash and some of that type of stuff.
The smaller stuff. That scene is amazing. What are you talking about?
Well, relatively speaking, I mean, you're not dealing with a huge creature.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the thing is that you know, it was approached like it was a feature film.
Yeah.
And a lot of the workers behind it had been feature film. You know, it's the same way with the visual effects supervisor from the studio and stuff. He had the visual, you know, basically he's had that background. Yeah. And he has that vision. And so he held us to those standards. So that was the thing. And that's what you're finding a lot now. A lot of the series productions are being ran by people who would be running feature films. So, so there's a bar, and that bar keeps going higher because the audience really wants to see that.
Yeah.
You know, you have to hold their attention and stuff. And it's not just you have to hold their attention for 2 hours. You have to hold their attention for the whole series run. So so there's a lot of thought process that goes into it and a lot of meticulous detail.
Yeah, and I think, you know, as a Monster Universe fan, I mean, obviously you want to see what Godzilla looks like. You want to see what the Titans look like. But I got to give you credit. It's not only just them. No. Everything feels like an epic in this. And that's what I'm saying. Like, this Monster Universe now, it's a whole new ballpark.
Yeah,
it's opened up top tier on every level.
Yeah, it's opened up the door. And the thing is, it brings some really good content, I think, that the viewers really deserve. I mean, that's the thing is, you know, you're paying hard-earned money to watch this stuff and these services, and you really want to see good programming. Yeah. That's the thing, and I'm glad that the studios now are doing that. Yeah.
Shout out to Apple TV Plus, and now as we talk a little bit about Netflix here, and a series that I know you've seen how much folks appreciate it and loved it, and I don't know if there's a round where there's a season 2 possible, but for what it's worth, this is still one of the best series on television. That's the House of Usher. There's some very interesting things that I don't know, was I thinking too deep on, or was it actually a strategic plan? And it's how every episode is almost an anthology to a bigger pie, but there's also very distinct color choices made for each one.
Yeah.
Going to, and I forget the character name, but going to the one character, I don't want to give anything away just in case you haven't seen it, but how do I dance around this without spoiling anything? bedroom scene, glass on ceiling, some things happen. And that was that green color. You know, everybody's particular 5 to 10 minutes towards the end of the episode had very distinct color. Could you talk about the choices behind that and what does that represent?
See, I'm not really involved with that, so that's more done, you know, from the studio side when they're putting it together.
Okay.
I did not work on that, or we did not work on that particular sequence, but yes, as you go through, each one has a very different color theme, and the thing is, a lot of people don't realize is color sets mood.
Yeah.
So much.
Yeah.
It's the same way, you know, you don't want to paint your bedroom a vibrant, atrocious color or something. I don't want to say. Usually you want something a little more soothing because you want to try to relax in there. So it was to see the palette that was selected probably by the art director and working with Mike. You know, they worked all of that out so that it would set the tone throughout.
Okay.
So that was, you know, it was something that we noticed as we went through it, and you know, we just went with the flow.
Yeah.
But it's subtle stuff like that, especially in this kind of genre and stuff. If you can set the tone subconsciously, or music, I mean, all of that stuff comes in, but people don't realize that. But I mean, we are visual, and I think something like, I don't, 75% of our brain power is taken up by interpreting the visual signals. So you know, if you shut your eyes, suddenly your other senses, your hearing becomes more acute, your smelling, everything else. So they're wise to the ways. I'll leave it at that. Yeah.
So I want to make sure I'm on the right track. Then, when you talk about your involvement for the series, what are some of the particulars that you worked on?
Yeah, it would be the Perry shower sequence.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Yeah, as I said on that, I said hopefully no government entity is checking out my browser search history because, you know, acid burning humans. Yeah, that's not good for you.
Yeah.
You know, and then the building collapse, and then you know, the falling bodies that you do see that represents you know, the pharmaceutical deaths going along behind it. So you know, all of that stuff we kind of worked out, and even the cat. I mean, you know, we were working on getting the cat. So it was a wide variety of mix of kind of the work. So, but yeah, it was just like we're kind of working in a void. We don't see the whole episode. I didn't really know until, you know, I see it that basically we're the last hurrah of each episode.
Yeah.
It's like, and then so when I started watching it, it's just like, okay, how are they going to die? Because, like I said, I didn't know the other ones, and I knew how some of them died, but it's just like, okay, how are they going to kill them? How would I kill them? Or you know, just the whole thing behind it. So
that's one of my favorite joys of it. Is, you know, especially a particular character in the cat. He's like, well, I can't see anything back. Oh, okay, never mind.
Never mind. Yeah.
Marshall, anything you might be able to talk about coming up that you're working on?
I can't right now. It is another series that's out there that is very popular. So
I'm guessing
we'll see.
Black Mirror. I don't know anything, but I'm going to. Oh, okay.
No, not that one.
Okay.
Not going to say. I'm not going to say what it is. You know. You'll have to check back with me
I will tell
next
you.
Year.
Okay. I just guessed it because I feel like it's an aesthetic that works to what you've done.
I pretty much have worked on every genre.
Sure.
You know, Star Wars, Avatar, Titanic, all of that.
Big your thing. That's it. When it was the big deal, you're there. So.
And photorealism is what I really enjoy. You know, I like being able to bring real life, you know, to the screen, and hopefully, if I do my job wrong, you go, there was visual effects in there? That's what I say. So.
Marshall, thank you so much for your time today, buddy.
You,
yeah, absolutely. Looking forward for your future projects.
Yeah, great. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Take care.